Hey there, Kidmin families. I'm Ryan Weber, the Vibe Director. I'm so glad you clicked on this video. This Facebook page has been such a blessing. It's an awesome way for us to stay connected, to stay on the same team, and for you to stay in the know about what's coming up for your kids at Resonates Kidmin. I just want to share with the Kidmin families that I just got back from the Amplifies Junior High Winter Camp. And I bring this up because I know that many of those kids are also your kids, but many of those kids were in Resonates Kidmin maybe last year or the year before. And I'm just celebrating this week because every time we go to one of these camps, we see these kids take huge steps in their faith, come to huge realizations. A lot of them accept Christ for the first time. And it's just such a wonderful experience to see just the what we call the scaffolding of discipleship that's been built up with them for so long. And just to have them come into this just deep confrontation of wrestling with the gospel at these camps is a huge blessing. And I just want to encourage you, because I know a lot of times when we talk about Kidmin and things like this, sometimes we can start to see it as maybe just babysitting, or maybe we're wondering if what we're trying to teach these kids at home or on Sundays is really sticking. And I assure you that God's gospel, his message, does not go unnoticed in the hearts of these kids. And it's amazing to see just the culmination of that teaching come to fruition in them in the weekends like that. And so I just want to encourage you parents, don't give up on them. Let's keep going. This Sunday is going to be very cool. This Sunday between services, as well as next week, we're going to be hosting a Kidmin customized version of the baptism class. The baptisms are going to happen, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks from now, but for the next 2 weeks, we're going to do the baptism class. So on Sunday in Vibe, as well as in Epicenter, we're going to be bringing up the subject of baptism, talking about it with the kids, seeing if they know what it is, and really just kind of bringing them to a point where they're seeing that, wow, maybe I believe this Jesus guy was God. I believe he died for my sins. I believe that sends me to heaven and gives me hope while I'm alive. We want to invite them to celebrate with their church family that they believe that's true. And I love baptism because it's such a public, open, emotional way for us to celebrate something that a lot of times can be hard to perceive. It's a spiritual condition, but we're going to celebrate it in a public, beautiful way in baptism. So bring it up this week as Sunday's coming, as next week comes. And feel free, come by the class between services this Sunday, next Sunday. We'll talk about baptism. This week we're looking at the parable of the sower. It's a really cool parable where Jesus not only tells the story of the sower, tells the parable, but afterwards we get to hear the explanation of the parable, and on top of that, an explanation of why Jesus speaks in parables in the first place. It's going to be a very cool lesson. And I know that the truths in these parables can be tough to get sometimes, but we're going to try to tell stories and just break this down in a way that your kids are going to love. I hope they understand it. I hope you can be there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday. I love you.